Hey, it's Lisa Renee, and today I'm talking about something no one really warns you about when you quit drinking alcohol, not even doctors. And it's called alcohol fatigue. You may have heard of it, maybe not, but it's a thing. I've quit alcohol before, a few times actually, many times actually. And usually by week 2, I was feeling pretty good. Sometimes it took me to week 3 the older I got, but I was clear, sharper, even energized. But this time, now that I'm over 60, it took me 2 solid months to even start feeling energized and like myself again. So at first I thought maybe it was just me being out of shape, or maybe I wasn't eating the right foods. But the truth is, I was exhausted, like bone deep, can't think straight, dragging myself through the day, exhausted. I'd wake up groggy, even after a full night's sleep. I'd make my tea or coffee and still feel like I was wading through the quicksand. The worst part? I was doing everything right. No sugar, clean eating, no booze, hydration, all the supplements. I was checking all the boxes, and still I was just so tired. So I started doing what I always do when something isn't making any sense, and I started doing the research. I journaled, I paid attention to what was happening, and what I found is that alcohol fatigue is very, very real and even more intense as we age. And here's what I found out anyway, what's going on behind the scenes. Sleep repair. Your brain and body have to relearn how to cycle through sleep and REM sleep without alcohol messing it all up. And then there's nutrient deficiency. Alcohol depletes magnesium, B vitamins, amino acids. These are huge for brain function and energy. And then there's the metabolic reset. Your body has to shift from running on sugar and alcohol to use food efficiently. And that takes weeks, especially when you're more than 60 years old. Even if you're over 50. I mean, in your 30s and 40s, it shifts quickly. Your body adapts better and can heal quicker. But when you're over 60 and your hormones are shifting, it's a whole different story. So why alcohol fatigue hits harder after 60? First of all, you got your sleep disruption and your nutrient depletion, your hormonal metabolic shifts, which are natural anyway. So all of that combined, and you got alcohol fatigue when you finally give it up. So here's the honest truth. It took me at least 6 weeks to start feeling better. 8 weeks before I could actually say I didn't need a nap every day. I'm serious. And that's not to scare you, it's to reassure you. If you're in week 3 or 5 after quitting drinking and you're still dragging, you're not doing anything wrong. As long as you're checking all those boxes, you're giving yourself plenty of fluids and nutrients and sleep, then you're not doing anything wrong. And don't forget, you've got to do some exercise. Even if you don't feel like it, just do some stretching or light walking. But what helped me most was letting go of that old timeline. I stopped comparing myself to the version of me who quit in her 40s or even in my 50s. Or, to be honest with you, to even 6 months ago, a year ago, let's say a year ago when I quit for, let's say, a month. It didn't take this long. I'm telling you, all of a sudden there's a shift and your body is just not going to respond as quickly. This is a new season. And it's a new body and a new project. You're not behind, you're rebuilding. So let me share actually what helped me turn the corner. Not overnight, but it was gradual. So first thing you need to be concerned with is having a lot of protein first thing in the morning. And, this is not the time to do your intermittent fasting. This is my opinion. I'm not an expert. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a medical expert or anything. But here's what I did. Eating protein as soon as I can in the morning. I shifted to eating high protein meals all morning and through early afternoon. Let's think eggs, beef. You can have beef chili. I don't prescribe to the normal breakfast foods. I don't mind eating lunch for breakfast. So, even chili in the morning or a tuna sandwich. And have your greens. Yeah, sure. But your protein is huge. And that helped to stabilize my energy throughout the rest of the day. Now, supplements. I took magnesium glycinate, a methylated B complex, and some L-glutamine. Talk to your doctor. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not here prescribing. This is what I did. But these helped me feel human again, for the lack of better terms. And I started cutting off my eating time at 4 p.m. And the reason I did that is because I sleep better when my food has already been digested before I go to bed. So that's shifted. I try to finish eating by 5. And sometimes if we're going out to eat, that can push till 6. But I try to stop eating no later than 5 p.m. every day. And I don't miss it. It becomes a habit to snack and eat later in the day, but you don't really need to. Even if you're slightly hungry when you go to bed, it's okay. It was for me. But once I stopped eating later, my sleep improved dramatically. More deep sleep equals more and faster recovery. So the next thing I did was start having realistic expectations. Honestly, the biggest shift was my mindset. I stopped trying to bounce back. I mean, this was huge. It was like, you're going to bounce back. You're going to bounce back. It takes time. After 60, you just have to start building forward. It's not a quick fix just to quit alcohol. You got to repair. It's a full renovation. This is why we have the Lisa Renee Project. This is the rest of my life. It's a full-blown project to rebuild and renovate my whole body, mind, and life. So anyway, don't forget, protein early. Magnesium and Bs are huge. Stop eating as early as you can in the day and have patience with yourself and a little grace. So if you're watching this and you're exhausted, even though you're doing everything right, I just want to say you are not weak. You're not broken. You're healing. It's a healing process. And the older we are, the longer that can take. But it will happen if you allow the process. Just because you can't feel the changes immediately yet doesn't mean your body isn't rebuilding from the inside out. Give it time. Give yourself grace. You are renovating something beautiful. So, this is the Lisa Renee Project, and you, my friend, you are not too old. You are just getting started.